You see here, guys and gals. Hey, I hope you're all well. Well, I'm sitting here in the park, as I am very often lately. Just finished a walk, listening to a few podcasts, and I'm just seeing over there another lady who's been walking around the park as well. So I guess I'm not the only person. I was alone here for a moment, and now all of a sudden a lot of people seem to be walking along. I guess they're leaving the park. As usual, you'll be hearing all the birds. So there's trees all over, and just beyond the trees is the duck pond. So you've been here quite a few times now with me. Oh, I was out shopping earlier this morning, and we were doing our shopping at Aldi's. I think in America it'd probably be, anyway, Trader Joe's, I think in America, is owned by Aldi's. And I don't know, I don't think there are any Aldi's in Canada, but there are in the States as far as I know. And it's a discounter. It's called a hard discounter over here. It's a German company originally. And things are very good quality and relatively cheap. But even there, prices have gone up. I mean, we will go there for our main shopping. And when we're finished, if something's missing, we go to one of the main grocery stores at the supermarket and get what's left. Because frankly, sometimes, even when something's on special, at the main supermarket, it's still cheaper than Aldi. And there's been a big discussions because people have been talking about the quality, and what's come out actually is that the quality is as good, if not better at times. I know because I used to work for a big dairy company. Okay, I was in the research, but I mean, I knew what was going on. And if any company was on our rear to maintain and, assure quality control, it was the two hard discounters, Aldi and Lidl. So yeah, I mean, it's one thing. Just, of course, the big supermarkets have been trying to say that's not the case, but they've had to stop. What's going on? Okay, I got a little beep on my watch telling me something was going on, but nothing important. Yeah. Anyway, so just to say though, that cost of living, even over here in Switzerland, I mean, as you all know, Switzerland is one of the most expensive places to live in the world. And we still are quite lucky because inflation is rising, but it's definitely not at the levels of, let's say, the United Kingdom or North America. But still, we pay for health care in the same order as America. Wages are higher, but everything else is so much higher that at the end, there's a lot of hidden poor, a lot of working poor over here as well. People don't realize that because I think one of the things is that pride is a big thing. And pride makes it people hide, and you don't know it. But since the pandemic or what, I mean, people have had to come out, so to say, of the woodwork and go to the food banks and so on, and they've exploded. So the uncovered shame is becoming open, and people are realizing it's not automatically shame. It's very often circumstances, isn't it? I mean, those of you who struggle know what I mean. It's often seen as something that's so-called shameful, but it isn't. I mean, we consider ourselves very fortunate, and yet, as I say, we really do have to be careful now, because the costs, be it the hidden costs or just the simple cost of having a home, of paying all the different expenses are enormous, especially if you're on a fixed income. Anyway, I'm not complaining. I'm just, stating the facts. And, we hear a lot of people talking about money, and I get that, because really, it's a big deal. It really is. Let me see what's going on with this kid. Okay. So I'm like kind of in a corner. It's a bit of a dead end. And people sometimes walk up thinking they can go to my right, but they can't, because you have to walk around. Oh, but I see the person's waiting for his father. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, money, one of those things. It's often a question in tags, isn't it? Like what would you do if you had won the lottery, or would you want to win the lottery, and so on. There's so many stories actually about people that have won the lottery, and the rest of their life has been horrible. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't mind winning a little bit of money, but I have said this before in tags. Over here, we have a type. I don't play the lottery, so I guess I'll probably never win. But there is a lottery that I find very interesting over here. It's called Rento, and it would permit you to have a certain sum of money every month for the rest of your life. In other words, a second, almost basically a second salary or second wages. It would make the difference, of living modestly to living very comfortably without being rich. That would be perfect, wouldn't it? I mean, who needs more, really? Anyway, so that's one of the things that I found really quite interesting to look at these last few days, discussing with people, and the whole economic situation. I say interesting, maybe that's not the right word actually. You can sometimes, with some of them, feel the angst, about what's going on and how it's going to develop. I mean, and I get that. I mean, if I live many more years and I'm still with the same income, I think like, wow, this will be my case then as well. Yeah. Anyway, I've been talking 7.5 minutes and talking about money. Yeah. Yesterday, I'll change tack actually. Yesterday we were at a church meeting in the evening. Really interesting. I won't get into it actually, but after there was a little kind of round table, there was a bunch of little tables with coffee and cookies, and people would sit around. We'd have questions that they'd ask us to answer. And there was this guy who came and sat at the table where we were. Oh, talk about an unpleasant person. People often think, oh, it's a church person. No, people in the church are normal people. They can be, I was just going to say, they can be twits like many other people. So I did end up having a slight altercation at one point, because we were discussing about something, and he was saying, no, that's not it. And I looked at him and I said, we were talking about one point that came about sin, and I kind of laughed. I said, well, one of our main problems, at least one of mine, is humility. And he looked at me, and I could see that he was kind of wondering, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to answer? Anyway, I won't get into the details, but just to say, people often think that, church people are nice. And I know a lot of people are going to say, no, they aren't. They're pain in the butts. Well, you know something? So are you. You know what I mean by that? People are people. I don't get it, Sometimes people think that, and it's not just church people. It's a human trait, thinking that you're better or you know better than others. Listen to most YouTube videos, and you'll see that. And if you're honest, you'll probably realize that if you're like me, you feel that way yourself a lot of times. Anyway, I'm up to 10 minutes close. So DC is going to be signing off. Take care, everybody, and I hope you have a good Thursday. Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.